Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ikea. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. You are definitely a real one, but you already knew that. So today's video is all about fragrance collections. I received quite a few questions asking about what fragrances I would recommend to start a fragrance collection or your perfume collection. And as always, I believe that fragrances are personal, they're subjective. So what you like is what you like, and they may be totally different from what I am interested in. But today I'm going to give you my recommendations on 5 fragrances that I think will be great if you are starting out in your fragrance journey, or if you just want to simply add them to your collection. So if that is something that you're interested in, then keep on watching. And before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, of course. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and do not forget to click on that notification bell so you do not miss out on a single video. So fragrances, again, are very personal, but one thing I always recommend when starting out with fragrances or when determining which fragrances you want to add to your collection, I recommend that you enjoy the fragrance, and also I recommend selecting fragrances that you think you're really going to get a lot of wear out of, because to me, fragrances have memories. The closest thing to a memory is a scent. So I have memories associated with all of the fragrances in my collection. They have sentimental value. When I smell them, they remind me of a place and a time. And I feel like that is great when you're buying fragrances. I think it's great to have a lot of fragrances in your collection, but if you don't reach for them or they don't make you happy, then there's really no point for having them. So I'm going to share 5 designer fragrances that I think are great if you're starting out on your journey. Now, I'll probably do another part 2 to this with niche fragrances, but today we're going to start off with designer. I feel like designer fragrances are a little bit more accessible, especially if you're trying to get into collecting perfumes. Designer fragrances and celebrity fragrances are also a little bit more affordable. So that's what we're going to start off with today. So the first fragrance that I want to share is from Way, and this is called North Bondi. I recommend this fragrance because it is an easy reach fragrance. This is one that is non-offensive. You can really wear this for any occasion, especially a daytime occasion. This is great if you want to wear it to work, if you're wearing it to somewhere professional and you just want a light scent. Even if you're just out and about running errands, I also feel like this is a great option. I think it's great to have a fragrance in your collection that you can just grab and go. Also one that's not offensive, because maybe you want to wear it to work. And I know sometimes if you're working in an office, you do have to be careful about what scents that you wear, because some people may be allergic or they may offend others. So I feel like having a fragrance in your collection that's non-offensive, an easy reach, maybe even fresh, is a good way to go. So my recommendation would be North Bondi from Way. It's a beautiful citrus floral fragrance. There's rose in here. There's a little bit of lemon, bergamot. Again, it's light. It sits close to the skin. It doesn't project very loudly, so you're not going to get this huge whiff of the fragrance. You kind of have to be close to smell it, but it does still smell really nice. It kind of smells like you just got out of the shower. You're fresh and clean. So again, I would definitely recommend this one. You can pick this one up at Ulta or Sephora, and maybe even on the Way websites, but I'll link all the information down below on how you can access all of these fragrances. But yeah, this one I think is great if you want to start out your collection, because again, it's not offensive, it's fresh, and it's an easy reach fragrance. So this next fragrance that I want to share is from Valentino, and this is called Voce Viva. This is a beautiful white floral fragrance, which also has notes of citrus in it. I think that this is also an easy reach fragrance, but I think that this is perfect for the spring and the summertime. Now, I probably wouldn't wear this to work per se. I wouldn't say it's one of those fragrances that I could like wear to work, but this is a great fragrance for the spring and summer, especially if you're doing something daytime. It's very feminine. It is also an easy reach, especially if you're just doing daytime activities. Maybe you're going on a date, you're going to brunch with the girls, you're doing a happy hour. This is what I would probably recommend for that type of occasion. Again, I probably wouldn't wear this one to work because it is kind of heavy on the white florals, but it's still a little bit lighter. It's a little sweet. There is mandarin in here. There's also some bergamot. There is white florals like orange blossom. There is gardenia in here, vanilla, musk, a little bit of sandalwood. This is absolutely beautiful, and I definitely recommend this one in the spring and the summertime. I would say that this is more of an occasional fragrance because I typically only grab it in the spring and summertime, but this is a great fragrance to add to your collection, especially if you want to get into floral fragrances and you're not quite sure what notes of floral that you're interested in. This has a combination of floral notes as well as citrus. And again, it's non-offensive and it's an easy reach. Again, I think that Voce Viva is perfect for the spring and the summertime, and it is a great option if you want to add this one to your collection if you're first starting out. All right, y'all, so I have an honorable mention. So I actually have 6 fragrances that I want to share, but this next fragrance is also a beautiful floral fragrance, but to me, this is more of a sweet floral fragrance. It's even a little jammy. This is Ruby Orchid from Viktor and Rolf. This is the Flower Bomb Flanker. I absolutely love this fragrance. I also feel like it's an easy reach, but this is a great fragrance because it's great for any occasion. If you're doing like a daytime event and even a nighttime event, I think that this is perfect. It has peach. There's also a little bit of floral notes in here. There's orchid, and then there's vanilla. What I love about this fragrance is that it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's not heavy on the sweetness or even on the floral notes. It's the perfect blend, but it's also super feminine. This is a great fragrance if you want something that's a little flirtatious, that's feminine, and again, not offensive, but you can wear this for really any occasion. I think it's great when you're starting out with your collection to find fragrances that are very versatile, ones that you can wear multiple times so that you can create a great memory with it. And I feel like that is what Ruby Orchid is. It's a fragrance that's really great for any occasion, and it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so this next fragrance, some people put this in the niche category. I like to put this in the designer category, even like a celebrity fragrance, because Kayali Fragrances is actually under Huda Beauty, and Huda Beauty started off as an influencer. She's more like a celebrity. So yeah, this is going in the designer slash celebrity category for me. Anyways, the next fragrance that I want to recommend is from Kayali, and this is Vanilla 28. I absolutely love Vanilla 28. If you are not new to this channel, you already know I rave about Kayali fragrances quite often, and Vanilla 28 is among my favorite. This is a great fragrance to add to your collection, especially if you're into sweet fragrances. Sweet fragrances that smell like cake, that smell like vanilla, that are absolutely delicious. That is exactly what Vanilla 28 is. It smells like pure vanilla. There is, of course, vanilla in here. There is some brown sugar. There's even a little bit of floral notes like jasmine. There's a little patchouli in here as well. But honestly, all I smell in this fragrance is vanilla and sugar. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, this is a sweet fragrance, but it's not overly sweet. It isn't like so sweet that you can't stand it. It's actually a really beautiful, sexy, sweet fragrance. One of my #1 compliment getters. I received so many compliments on this fragrance, and I love that this is also very versatile. You can wear it year round, but not only can you wear it year round, this is a great layering fragrance. If you're just starting out in your collection and maybe you want to play around with layering some of your fragrances together, I would definitely recommend trying to layer a fragrance with Vanilla 28. It just adds this extra umph, this extra sweetness to any fragrance, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's great on its own. It's great paired nicely with other fragrances. And again, it is my #1 compliment getter, but I would definitely recommend this one if you're starting out in your collection because this is unique. It's also different, and it's still a really great fragrance. So now I want to share two fragrances that I think are great for adding to your collection, especially if you want to consider adding some nighttime fragrances. The first fragrance that I want to share is from Giorgio Armani, and this is My Way Intense. Now, I think that this is a great fragrance to add to your collection because it's very sensual, it's very sexy. Now, this is great for like a casual date night, maybe if you're going to the movies or you're just doing like a very casual dinner. I mean, honestly, you could probably wear this during the day as well. I just typically wear it at nighttime, but it's a great nighttime scent. This is a beautiful white floral fragrance. There's tuberose in here. There's also some jasmine. There's a little bit of orange in this fragrance as well as some vanilla. So again, if you're trying to get into floral fragrances, I feel like this is a great safe option for a floral. I also feel like this is a beautiful creamy floral. So yes, you definitely get the floral notes, but it's not like heavy in your face kind of floral. It's very well rounded. The notes are also blended very nicely together, and I just feel like you cannot go wrong whenever you have on My Way Intense. It's just absolutely beautiful and one that I would just recommend anyone to have in their collection. To me, this is also a safe blind buy if you don't have an opportunity to catch a sample or to sniff it in person. I would recommend this as a safe blind buy fragrance as well. But this is perfect for date night. This is a great sensual fragrance. I receive a ton of compliments on this one as well, and I love the fact that this one is really feminine. So the last fragrance that I would recommend if you're starting out in your fragrance journey or you want to create a collection is C from Giorgio Armani. To me, this is a very sensual fragrance. It's the perfect nighttime fragrance. It's captivating. It's alluring. It is oh so sexy, and I honestly cannot get enough of it. It is my favorite designer fragrance, and I will recommend it till the end of this earth because I'm obsessed with it. But I think that this is a great nighttime fragrance, especially as an introduction to fragrances or just a nice one to have in your collection. This is a beautiful floral fragrance, but it's also a little woody and a tad bit spicy. In this fragrance, there's cassis, there's rose in here, a little bit of freesia, there's even vanilla, patchouli, and some woody notes. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is so sensual. This is the type of fragrance that I would wear if I'm wearing an all black look with a red lip, okay? If I got on a nice little dress, if I'm trying to, allure somebody in, I'm trying to snatch them up, this is the type of fragrance that I would wear. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, the reason why I would also recommend this one, yes, it's sensual. Yes, it's great for date night. It's not like super unique to where some of the notes will be like off-putting. Of course, that's subjective and that's my opinion. But to me, this fragrance, the notes are not super off-putting. And if you're starting off a collection, I probably wouldn't recommend checking out fragrances that have crazy notes in them or super unique notes like maybe oud. I would try to play it safe just to start off. So for me, as a designer fragrance and one that's sensual and one that's sexy, I would definitely recommend C from Giorgio Armani. All right, y'all. So those are the fragrances that I would recommend if you want to create a fragrance collection or a perfume collection. As I mentioned before, fragrances are personal. So I would highly recommend checking out some samples, going into Sephora or Ulta to kind of sniff around and get a feel of the type of fragrances that you're interested in. I would even suggest purchasing maybe one fragrance and getting one that you absolutely love, that you can't get enough of, and kind of getting a feel for the notes that are in that fragrance, and then kind of moving on to see what other fragrances you're interested in. Again, fragrance is subjective, it's personal. You don't have to have 50 million fragrances in your collection like I do. You can definitely have a smaller collection of fragrances that you're absolutely in love with and just have fun. Fragrances are unique to you, so do you have fun, and enjoy the fragrances that you have. So I again just want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. I would love for y'all to comment down below, what was the first fragrance that you purchased or the first one you added to your collection? So for me, the first fragrance that I added to my collection actually was Rebel Floor from Rihanna. That was one that I got from my mom, but the first designer fragrance that I actually purchased was Gucci Guilty. I still have it to this day and I'm obsessed with it still, but that's the first one that like a designer fragrance that I added to my collection. So y'all know I'm nosy. Comment down below and let me know what was the first one that you had in your collection as well. Again, I thank y'all so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be sure to link all of the fragrances down below in the description box, along with my social media handles, so you can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, of course. I appreciate y'all, and I will talk to you later. Bye!